Hey everyone, it's the Bedrock Creeper, and welcome back to another video. Today I have something exciting to tell you. I have purchased a new headset, which means no static for me to worry about. I could simply remove the static using Audacity, but doing that for every video is a bit tedious, and it takes a couple of more rounds of video rendering, so I'm excited. How about you? Um, I told you guys last time that I wanted to work on a sand piston door. Unfortunately, I have already recorded that bit, so it's not using my new headset. But that will be the last. Anyway, I will carry on then. Let me find an appropriate place to cut the scene here. I don't have much on me. And Geronimo! So, I'm back in my creative world. Not sure if I'm actually going to include this in the video or not, but I thought I'd show kind of how I come about the idea, or how I design the sand door that I was talking about earlier. So this will push it up and then over. I'm just wondering about this right here. It can only push, because the sand block is an entity when it rises up, it can only push it over one, which means it can't push other sand blocks out of the way. And I'm wondering how to go about pushing the sand blocks so if we have a sand block here, and a sand block comes up from below, this piston will simply squish the sand block, and the sand block will fall back down. Okay, I think I might have something for that. I always find it harder to start a new build as opposed to kind of modifying an old one. So that is about like that. One more. Like so. And then I suppose I can try a tripwire, although I may link the redstone up from down below. We'll see. So the sand block will come up, get pushed over onto that block, which will actually be a piston with another piston up there. So sand block will come up, get pushed over, up, and over again. So yeah, I suppose I can keep that block there. And then the sand blocks will just come over like that and then fall into their appropriate places. Now for the timing, if I do the tripwire, then I will need 4 ticks off of it at least. Grab that and that. Like so. Put string there. Come over like that. Although I can just go like that to save space. Come up like that. Now, 1 tick after that happens, we want this piston here to trigger. Or maybe, I don't know if we can do like a block update detector where we simply go like that. Will that work? Or will it? Nope, it triggers. I just got pistoned. So it will have to have an extra repeater there. Nope, 1 tick. And I guess redstone around like that. Okay. And then 1 tick after that happens, then this top piston needs to push. Need to figure out a way not to use up tons of repeaters. Oh, here we go. That might work, might not, if we go up 1 more first. Then we can put the extra repeater here. I hope it won't trigger that, interfere with that piston. Wait a second. Well, I guess I can reuse that repeater, because this one needs to trigger first. Go like that. Yep, that should do it. If I come in here like that. Yep, that should work. I've got zombies down here. I essentially set up a command block to fill the area beneath my feet with grass. I think that's this here. And this is a yep, that's it. So fill this area here. I think the first command block fills this area here with redstone blocks, and then it triggers this command block which fills it again with stone, and then it because of the way, I think it's probably directional dependent, so only if you have it facing a certain direction will it work. So it'll trigger this block first, this command block with the button, and then it'll trigger this one to fill it with stone. But before it's finished filling with stone, it'll fill it with redstone blocks again. And then that will essentially trigger this command block to fill beneath my feet with grass every tick. So that's how that works. And if I come over here, let's see, how did I do it? I'm guessing the sand after it falls is going to get pushed. Oh. Bad Enderman. And a silverfish? Oh no, it's one of those endermites. Oh, that go, shoo. Stop scaring me. You're leaving behind endermites. Little bugger. Literally, a bug. Leave that thing alone. And come back to here. Put obsidian here. And then... I'm not sure. Could probably be limited by the... I think it's 15 block maximum push capacity of a piston. Anyway, I can come over here, place that, place my sand blocks, extra for good measure, and then hook up a button like this. That one fires 2 ticks after that piston, because it must take 1 tick to push the sand over, and then another tick for it to start falling, which is right when you want to bounce the sand block up. Go like so. Hang on. Can do it like that. And then set up a button. I'm so happy now. All of my college finals are over, and so now I can spend time recording, which I've been wanting to do all semester. So that bounces up or not. Maybe this is going too soon. Yes. Ah. What's wrong? If I exchange that with a wooden pressure plate and get myself a bow and arrow. Oh. It broke. Did I miss? I think that needs one more delay. Let's try that. And that fell down again, so. Try a little more delay. Oh yeah? Oh. it's out of sand. And I didn't use up these. How can we fix that? I was watching a video that kind of talked about how pistons work. I wonder if I could use slime blocks, so have this piston be sticky, and use slime blocks to just kind of shift everything over, no matter where they're at. But that's going to be a problem, so I'll have to think on that. For now, though, simply place more sand, and that stuff hasn't used up any of that. This piston up here must be... No? How come it worked up here then? If I build that over, and then place that, trigger it once. Yeah, it works. Why does it work like that? I'm confused. So, is timing slightly different, or is it because it's a piston? Piston. No. That is interesting. 4 ticks. 4 ticks. Maybe if I adjust this to 3 ticks, maybe it will... I don't know. No. What's going on? Is it because I don't have a repeater going to this piston? It is. That's bizarre. Well, at least we know why it works. It's not some glitch type of thing. And it does work on 3 ticks, which is interesting. There we go. Trying to hop on a pressure plate without looking at it. Yes, there we go. And then we can just have it fall down again to recycle the sand. But that would be the essence of it. I will work more on this off camera and maybe show you it next episode. And here it is. It is complete, all controlled by one single lever. Can cross over. Oops, not all done. Now it's done. And then flip the lever again. And there you go. It is rather complex. But the principles are pretty much all the same. So let's come in here and do it again. And there you have it. So this is way too complex to really show you how it works here. I guess I can talk about how I got the sand to move into one row. So the sand falls down and on top of these pistons, and so I just have pistons staggered down one each, and so when I trigger the wrong side. When I trigger the lever, there we go, sand falls down here, and this half slab is just I was using it as a backup, because when the slime blocks come down and over to open up the slot up there, if there's any block here, it will pull it off to the side and then it'll fall down without the half slab. But in normal operations, the half slab isn't needed, just when I was messing around with stuff. So here's the sand when I turn the lever. Then you can see how the obsidian here is required. It keeps the pistons from pushing stuff and messing it up. Did something just get lost there, or is that a visual glitch? I guess that was a visual glitch. But there you go. There's the door. Here is a bud switch that I use to detect whether or not sand is continuing to be bounced up to the top. So when this piston pushes up, the sand up, it comes up to this piston here, which pushes it to the side, and that creates a single block update, because it will create a single block update when it's placed, and when it falls it doesn't create a block update, so you end up with something like that. And so then I have I guess it's a pulse lengthener? I'm not sure. Anyway, it basically, I can run this again. Okay, so you can see here that the block update detector is quite slow, and so I need a way to see, it just went off there. So I need a way to keep a signal powered. It's hard to explain this, but anyway, so every once in a while, every time the block update detects the sand moving over, it will power this repeater, which powers this slow fading circuit. So it will power it with 15 redstone power here. It will come around here, power itself, but in the process of going from this redstone to this redstone, it fades one redstone power, and so it will continue to circle around until it fades all the way to 0. But if it gets updated, or if the block update detector powers it again before it fades all the way, it will reset the cycle, preventing this torch from turning on. So this wire here connects here. And this is my clock that I use to time all of the sand pushing pistons down there. And so that's what I use, is that torch to disable it once all the sand has been bounced up to the top. This here is also another lock, which goes directly right behind there is the lever. So kind of goes back behind and around and ends up here. And there's a repeater above here. So it ends up here, comes down here, and powers this when the lever is flicked one way, and doesn't power it when it's flicked the other way. So that creates a timer with the minimum amount of ticks to create the fastest sand pushing without messing up the pistons. For example, creating like a 1 tick. If you were to have a 1 tick pulse on this piston here, that would not be good, because it would leave the slime block behind, meaning that this piston couldn't push, etc. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so if this repeater is any less, then it will cause more pulses than it can handle. This here is a 1 tick pulse generator, so it also has the added functionality of only sending 1 output pulse when the input pulse has been held high for any amount of time. You can see that's on, and that only pulses once. So I like this particular piston pulse generator. Although I think that's probably the function of all pulse generators, 1 tick pulse generators. Anyway, that's pretty much. Oh yeah, here's the circuit. It's very simple. All I have to do is unpower that first, and then unpower this piston next. And I do that with a repeater. And so if I think there's sand up there. So if I go like that, and then this piece of obsidian will power first, and this piston will power next. So because this piston here isn't in contact with the obsidian when it first gets powered, it will only extend once this piston has extended. So if I put the redstone back, good angle to see this at. There we go. I think that's about all. I will be building this in my on my server, so you will see it again, and hopefully I can explain it a little bit better. I will also try and create a tutorial for it. I would also like to clean the redstone up, make it a little bit better. You can see one flaw here is there's only 1 lever on one side of the door, so that's one flaw. I would like to be able to put a lever on either side, but as you can see, this redstone here is quite complex in order to be able to wire up, over, or down and around. I think it's probably impossible to do down and around, but maybe up and over. But then you have this redstone here that needs to be there, and so just a lot of space constraints here. I suppose if I wanted to, I could wire it all crazy like, but that would take up more space, etc. this right here will power. So the lever, when it turns on, will disable this torch, disabling this redstone down here, and then the repeaters will start to go. And once that time is up, it will power the redstone here, repowering it. So that will open the bottom here, the slime blocks, and then close them again. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next episode. I think I'll end it here. Usually I would like to show the progress I have done on my parkour map, but I think this one's getting a bit long, so I hope you all enjoyed, and thanks again for watching.